Hi, Saraswati. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Welcome to 25 minutes inspiring conversation time, right?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's straight get into the topic for today. I don't ask you about the weather in Mumbai, and please don't ask me about the weather here in Kerala because it's just raining cats and dogs. This rain hasn't stopped. I have nothing more to
Mm.
say. Let the rain rain and let us continue. How about you, by the way? Just in one sentence, how is the Mumbai weather?
Here in Mumbai, weather is clear, no rain. It's
I see.
sunny. Yeah.
That's right. Let's go. I think in our lives, we learn lessons from many people, correct?
Yes.
Many incidents, right?
Yes.
Many experiences, right?
Yeah.
From many books, right? Okay. Today there is something more than that, and that is called lifelong learnings.
Yeah.
Yeah, lifelong learnings. It's actually based on the notes, session notes that EnglishYaari has given us.
Mhm.
And I find that this session notes, especially, is a very, very helpful theme for us to have a wonderful discussion. Okay. So I thought I would use it completely. And please read this one, Saraswati, if you don't mind.
Yes. The late Ratan Tata, one of India's most respected industrialists, once learned a powerful life lesson as a child. A guest at home speak disrespectfully to their house help. His grandmother immediately asked the guest to leave, saying, "No one who disrespects other human being is welcome in this house." This incident made a deep impression on young Ratan. As he grew up, he carried that lesson into his life and work. Today, he is not only known for his success in business, but also for his humility, humility and respect for people at all levels. One of his quotes reflects this beautifully. I don't believe in making the difference between. I don't believe in making the difference with money alone. I believe in making the difference with respect and humility.
As you were reading, I recalled the promise that I made the last time that we had the session. I said I would keep smiling from the beginning till the end of the session, right? So I think I need to be reminded of that. Now look at this one. This one, lifelong lesson. The late Ratan Tata. What is just one sentence that you can come up as a summary to this one?
Summary to this one is
Yeah,
that we should respect others.
that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. There we go.
Yes.
Let's discuss what is the biggest life lesson you have learned so far. Did it come the hard way? If I were to speak about myself, I would say that one of the what shall we say biggest life lessons I have learned is to respect the people around me. So many times we find it difficult. In fact, I championed the cause of the people who would come to us during the paddy harvest season. My father would call number of our neighbors. It's not the now condition. I'm talking about what happened in the 1980s, 1988, 89, 90, those years. Okay. And then that was a time when those people would not enter our house. Rather, they would stay um, at the backyard and they would not easily come to the place where we would normally move around. So, but then later, by the end of that season, I managed to convince my parents to get them as close as possible and give them meals in a way that they really love to have. So, I think I have kept that lesson that my mother has taught me throughout my life till today. My mother would mingle with them very, very friendly and in a way that they thought was really needed, not showing that distance, not keeping that distance. So that was my experience. I don't know if Saraswati has a different experience.
I think for me, giving respect to elders or anyone. it's that I learned. Apart from that, honesty that I
Honest.
learned from my father,
Hmm.
because my father was when he was in postal department,
Yeah,
and he was a director there. So was the biggest thing I learned from my father.
the biggest lesson, right, that you
Yes,
learned from
yes,
your dad.
lesson
Yeah,
I
and that
learned from my father.
lesson still stays with you.
Yes.
That is what your dad and your mom passed on to you. Wonderful. Now let's come to the second question. Do you think parents should talk about their failures and mistakes with their children? Why or why not?
I think parents should share their means failure
Mm,
to their student means children, because
mm,
it's very important
mhm.
to learn how to face the difficult time, hard
Yeah,
time, and how to tackle with that from learning. And when we listen to our parents about their failure, so
yeah.
we can get the right way how we
Mhm,
can handle the failure,
mhm.
and then how we can overcome from that failure.
Yeah. Uh, okay. Now look at this one. I remember a time when one of my friends told me, Titus, if you want to really help your child or children, if you have more than one, the best way would be to teach them the kind of life that we as children learned when our parents were alive. And he gave me an example. He said, even now, once a week for dinner, I would prepare that little chutney, that hot, spicy little chutney that my mother would prepare for us when we were children and when we had nothing else as curry, only that chutney and a ball of rice. So I replicate that even now so that my children come to know exactly the difficult time that we had. And I think today, when I look back to what he said, that made sense. How about you? Does it make sense to you?
Yes, it's really makes sense, because when we share our failures, our hard times to our
Yeah,
children, so they are means they get to know how difficult time we have faced or
yeah,
our parents have faced. And even now, means my father, and even my when my grandmother was there, so she shared number of stories
uh-huh,
with me, and after listening to them I got to know how difficult time they had seen in their life.
uh-huh. Right, yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. In fact, I don't know how I wish my mother were alive, but she's not. You know, they had such wealth of experiences. But I didn't realize that time when I was young. But today, it's a huge loss that I'm feeling now. Let's look back. And what is one mistake you wish you had avoided? What did it teach you? So now looking back at your life, you say, "Oh no, I should have avoided that one mistake. That should never have happened to me." Okay, something like that. I mean, if you could share something that uh,
Looking back,
affected
what
your
is
life.
the one mistake you wish you had avoided?
Yeah,
What did what did it teach you?
it must
I
be becoming the gold medalist. Probably that was a mistake.
no, that was not my mistake. I think in my life I didn't do any big mistake,
Mhm.
because most of the time I listen to my parents.
I convinced them over and over again. And there, later, once they were convinced of it, they gave me the permission to continue my studies. What do you
Yes,
say? Won't it be better?
this one is the better, because as I am learning English, so sometimes not purposely, intentionally, but as I am not aware of how to frame sentences there, because of that
Yeah.
I use that word.
No, there's nothing wrong with using that word opposition, but then, or even oppose. But I
Yes,
feel that they are
yes,
our parents. So
correct.
when we talk to our parents,
Yes,
it's not
it's
like opposition parties that we have or
yes,
opposing vehemently.
sure.
No, here we are more on a give and take method. Dad, I think I
Yes,
need to study further.
yes,
And dad would ask you, "Hi, Saraswati, are you sure you would like to study that now? Don't you think that it's time to settle down or something like that?" And then you say,
yes,
"No, dad, I would like to study further. Would you allow me 2 more years?" And you're trying to convince him. And then finally, mother comes in between, and then mother says, "Yeah, I think Saraswati should be allowed to study maybe for another a year or two."
yes,
And there, everything is solved. Dad became convinced because mother was there to make him convinced. And then
yes,
you did your job of the steps that took them to get convinced. Okay.
yes.
And then no, the last question would be, do you think school, or sorry, number four, what is one professional skill or personal skill that you wish to learn today?
As nowadays
You
I
know the
have
answer.
been learning English last 1.5 years. So yes,
Hmm.
yeah, I want to get proficiency in this language.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's go to number five. I expected that answer. I didn't expect anything else. So, yes.
Yes.
Right. Do you think school prepares us for real life? What are some important things you learned outside the classroom?
Do you think school prepares us for real life?
Yeah.
I think to some extent
Yeah.
school prepares for
That is nice.
real life. Uh, However, many of the things we learn
Mm.
from outside.
Right. Right. Right.
Means when we spend time with our colleagues, peer groups,
Yeah.
or parents,
Right.
or in society.
Right.
So from there we learn number of things that really helps to lead in a means real life in
Hmm.
life.
Right. Yeah. Saraswati. Let's go to a rapid fire round, spontaneous response time. Okay. Just one thing only, just one sentence, just one liner. One thing my father taught me that I will never forget. Be quick. Your time starts
Okay,
now. One, two,
okay.
three.
One thing my father taught me that I will never forget. That is honesty and give respect to elders.
Wonderful. Number two, one thing my mother always said that stayed with me.
Stay with me.
Saraswati, be honest.
That
Yeah.
yes, yes. One thing that my mother said that stayed with me. I think how to save money.
Yeah. Wonderful. Number three.
Yes.
Number three would be one advice I would give a 21-year-old stepping into the real world.
Never procrastinate.
Wonderful. Number four, one harmless lie every parent tells their child.
Harmless lie. One harmless lie every
Harmless
parent
lie every
tells
child.
their children.
You can also say pass. You don't need to
Pass.
hesitate. Yeah, that's right. Number six,
Yeah.
one lesson I learned the hard way.
One lesson about life.
I
Never
learned
be
the
self.
hard way.
I harmless lie. Fifth one. Are you talking about fifth
I'm
one?
talking about number six.
Okay. One lesson I learned the hard way.
Hmm.
Hard way. How to be patient.
Right. One thing I will teach my children about success.
Consistency and hard
Right.
work.
Number eight, one sentence that changed the way I look at life.
One sentence that changed the way I look at life. Uh,
I would say, Jean,
grateful, being grateful to others.
yeah, yeah, very good. I would say 1% genius, 99% perspiration. Okay.
Okay.
One thing I wish I had learned earlier in life.
One thing I wish I had learned earlier. I think learning English.
All right, that's right. One quality
Yes.
I admire most in my parents.
Um, Patient and honesty.
There you go. Now there are three idioms and three vocabulary. Those
Yes.
that we know, we will pass them quickly. Those that we
Yeah.
don't know, we will spend some time. They
Yeah.
are not very difficult ones.
Yeah.
Number one, walk the talk. You know, right?
Walk the talk to do what
Yeah,
one says they
yeah,
will
yeah,
do.
exactly. Example.
Ratan Tata always walked the talk when it came the respecting others.
Yeah, right. Number
Old
two.
habits die hard. It's
Yeah,
difficult to change
yeah.
standing
Long-standing
behavior.
behaviors.
Old habits die hard. Example, he learned honesty from his parents, and
Mm.
that habit stayed with him. Old habits die hard.
Right. Number three.
Passed down. To
Yeah.
give knowledge or values from one generation to another. Example, values of kindness and
Oh.
dignity were passed down to him by his grandmother.
Let's practice one. Walk the talk.
Yeah.
Let's construct one sentence. Walk the talk.
As nowadays I have been learning English language,
Yeah.
and I do number of things in a day, so I can
Mm.
say that what I am doing, I means I walk the talk, because whatever I say to tutors, I do the same things every day.
Right. That is correct. Yes. Not I do the same things. Whatever I tell the share with the tutors regarding my English learning activities.
Okay.
Okay. So that should have been clear. Okay. Wonderful. Actually, as
Yes.
tutors, as teachers, we are expected to walk the talk.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
Politicians are expected to walk the talk, but most of the times, yeah, they try to walk the talk, but sometimes they do fail. All right.
Yes.
Did your father walk the talk?
Yes, my father walked the talk, because whatever he says, he does the same thing in his life.
Why don't you get that sentence correctly worded in the past tense?
Yes, my father
Walk to
uh,
the talk
walked the
because
talk in his means what we say job time,
in his professional
in his
life,
profession, in his profession,
by by
uh,
by being as honest as he could.
by being an honest
Honest
as
as
he
he
could,
could.
as
Past tense
he
of
could.
can. I just wanted
Okay.
you to become a little more conscious of, if you begin in the past tense, go and end it in the past tense.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Let's go to the next one. What about old habits die hard?
Old habits die hard.
Yeah.
Difficult to change long-standing behavior.
Yeah.
Like many people have the habit of getting up late in the morning.
Mm.
So mostly we say that old habits die hard.
Yeah, because it's difficult for them to change, right? That
Yes.
habit stays with them. That's right. Let's go to number three. Pass down. Why don't you construct a sentence? Pass down.
Yes. Whatever knowledge and experiences
Yeah.
I have gathered from
Yeah.
life, I
Yeah.
would like to pass down to my daughter.
What would your daughter say about you? What particular quality has my mom passed down to me? What would she say? Maybe if she were to say, my mom passed down to me, what?
Pass down to me. I don't
Ratan,
know what she will say.
I would say my daughter should. In fact, I wish her to say that my dad passed down to me the habit of the quality of punctuality.
Yes.
And therefore, she is meticulously punctual. Okay,
Yes, yes.
so like that. Now tell me, what would your daughter say?
I think my daughter would say the same thing, like punctuality, because I'm really very punctual. So she would say like my mother should have passed
Not
the
should have.
quality,
Passed down
would
already.
have
Passed down me. Passed down. Passed to. Sorry, passed to me.
passed to
Yes. Me.
me
Passed down to me. You can say what? The quality of.
punctuality.
Exactly. There you go. Okay.
Yes.
Let's now go to vocabulary. Number one.
Humility, the
Right?
quality of being humble and respectful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second,
Humility.
his humility, even at the height of success, made him truly admired.
Yeah. Right.
integrity,
Yeah, yeah,
being honest and having strong moral principles.
yeah. Moral
Sentence,
principles.
moral principles. Sentence, she earned
Hmm,
everyone's trust through
hmm.
her integrity and hard work.
Right. Okay. Resilience. You know that.
Resilience,
Yeah,
the ability to recover quickly from difficulties.
yeah.
Sentence, life taught him resilience after several early failures.
Failures. Let's go back to the first one. Humility.
Humility.
Yeah. Who is a person who you remember for humility? Or in your college days, in your school days, was there a teacher who was absolutely humble, so humble that today you remember her humility?
Yes, one of my
Professors,
professors, he was really uh,
humble, yeah,
humble,
humble, and showed
yes,
humility.
that he showed humility to every students,
Mhm,
and because of that reason, still
mhm.
I am in his contact, and I call him,
Wow.
and mostly when he visit Mumbai, he
Mhm.
comes to my home.
My God, wonderful. Yeah. Whenever I don't know
Yes.
how, but whenever I think of this word, whenever I come across this word humility, I think of the late Dr. Manmohan Singh. I don't know why, but that's the figure that comes to my mind. A
Mhm.
person so full of humility. He achieved such greatness, but always, giving us
Yes.
this beautiful lesson. Let's look at number two. Please construct one sentence using integrity.
Yeah. Just wait.
Yeah, yeah.
Integrity, being honest and having
Having
strong moral
strong moral
principles.
principles.
Uh, being no.
Hmm. Like I would say, I'll give you an example. I think every YouTuber, every vlogger should have this integrity 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, they should not compromise on integrity. That whatever they upload
Yes.
is true to the best of their knowledge and is in every way helpful to the viewers.
Yes.
Right?
It's very crucial to be integer, to
Take
be famous
E.
on YouTube.
It is very.
It's
Try
very
again. Don't worry. Integrity. It's not integral. It is integrity. Integrity means being honest 100% and having very strong moral principles. That means you would not compromise on your moral principles, that you would
yes.
stay true to yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Then number three, resilience, Yeah,
Resilience.
yeah.
Uh, we can achieve
Mm,
and hit the target
mm,
after our resilience effort.
mm. Resilient efforts. Correct. Correct.
Resilient
Resilient
effort.
efforts. Efforts. And
Yes.
looking at that, people would know that we are people filled with resilience. Okay. Yeah. People
Yes.
who are able to recover from our failures. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know how that family would stay resilient because there are five members of a family killed in one of the car accidents in Kenya, and this particular family happens to be from Kerala. So I hope
Mhm.
the family members, if there is anyone left, would stay resilient and show us the power of resilience. So resilient, resilience, adjective and noun. Okay. So
Yes.
there you go. Humility, integrity, resilience. And then now let us go through this one. What is one life lesson you learned from your parents that you will always carry with you? Just one short sentence would do. One lesson that you have learned from your parents that you would always carry with you.
I think that one lesson I have learned from my parents is honesty.
Honesty. Wow, that's great. And then if you could teach the world just one lesson, what would it be and why? If you could tell the world, if you could tell people, if you could tell your colleagues, what is that one lesson that you could teach?
I would like to teach the lesson. Uh, I would like to teach the lesson of perseverance and resilience.
There you go. I was almost close to your answer. I was about to say that. I think whatever happens, stay resilient and stay persevering, right?
Yes,
Okay. So I think we should persevere, we should stay resilient in whatever we do. And that's how we would achieve success. Let me give you just this little correction. When we listen to our parents, so we can overcome. That so is not needed. I think I
so will
gave
not
you this
come.
one.
Yes,
That is
yes,
why.
so will not come.
And yet, this is what Saraswati said when you discussed the first engaging questions as we were discussing. I think I corrected this once, right? Once before, didn't I? Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
when we